Alright, class, butts down, eyes up. My name is Professor Jerk, and you are in Trainables, Friesland 101. Well, class, I hope you're ready, because we have a lot to cover. You'd think it might be simple because you just hold a trigger down, right? And yes, you're pretty much right, but when things sound a little too simple, they usually are. Let me ask you a simple question, class. You probably zoom in when you fire, and if you're anything like me, after you fire, you zoom back out because you want to see what's happening around you. Now, how does zooming in every 1.8 seconds sound? You zoom in, you fire, you zoom out, you wait half a second, you zoom in again, align your shot, fire, rinse, repeat, just like the shampoo bottle says. Now, on a battleship or a cruiser, that doesn't sound so bad, but even on the Fletcher, it begins to annoy. Now imagine doing it twice as fast. Well, behold the cure to what ails you. Overhead view firing, and for the Friesland, this is something you're going to want to master, and the good news is, it isn't that hard, unless you use the gun lock controller preset. As far as I know, you cannot overhead view fire from those, and as far as I know, it has no equivalent to it. Extra credit for whichever student knows something I don't, though. Why is it so imperative that you learn this mechanic for the Friesland? Simple. It has no torpedoes. Its only offense are its guns, and if you aren't firing them near constantly, then why take it out? Just fight a couple destroyers, cap some bases, and spot? You can do that in plenty of other destroyers. No, you want to take out the Friesland to fire its guns constantly, and to get the most out of that, you can't be zooming in and out, zooming in, aiming your shot, etc., or you will be wasting precious time over a match doing that. Real quick shout out to the blue Amalfi on our team this match. They pushed forward and helped me to sink both of these destroyers. Anytime a teammate does the right thing, I want to recognize that, so this bud's for you, Amalfi. Anyway, back to the Friesland. What we do is we pick our target and we set it and forget it, mostly. First things first, how do you do this? Well, you aim and then you use your left pointer finger to hold overhead view as you let go of the zoom button and proceed to hold the fire button down. What does that look like? It looks like this. So we lead our shot just like we would with any other time, and in this case the Yamato is reversing, so I target behind it, and then we just hold the trigger. It looks like they're going to start to move forward now, so we're going to zoom in and readjust our aim point and just let the DACA flow. Yes, let the DACA flow through you. And as long as the ship you're aiming at maintains their course and speed, you just keep that trigger held down, and the benefit of that is you have more situational awareness, right? I can zoom out, I see these torpedoes going, and I can adjust how I'm playing accordingly, and there's no need to continue to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. I can just sit here and do what I need to do. And the beauty of this also is I can move, and it will still keep shooting the same point. I can be doing donuts out in the water, and you're going to see this happen later, and my guns will still just keep shooting at the point that I indicated. Alright, check this out, class. I'm going to stay in the range of guaranteed acquisition so our Amalfi can take out that Fletcher. Nice work. And now we get to go back to Farming Simulator 2019. I mean, Battlefield 2042. I mean, Damage Farmer 2021. Isn't this exciting? Just sitting here holding down a trigger? Well, you know, this is Friesland, and this is Legendary tier, and that's how this game is played, so maybe I will show you some reasons you may want to learn how to do this. Let's see, you could use it to maintain shooting a carrier despite them trying to drop you. You can see I'm dodging here and still firing the entire time. Or you can use it to maintain situational awareness and look around and never have to stop shooting. And while I didn't save any clips of it, I have been using it against destroyers to maintain shooting them while I dodge their torps. And that is the whole shtick of this ship. No torps, just guns, so ABC, always be shooting. Now, speaking of situational awareness, this red grows occur first has pushed onto the cap and has me caught in their hydro, and really this is the right play by that ship. Friesland, as we have emphasized, has no torps. Battleships can push them willy-nilly. So you can see I'm trying to make a beeline out of here and get the angle that will allow me to get the most distance between myself and the grows occur first, but still maintain a little cover from these other battleships who have been trying to shoot me. We're going to see something here in a moment that I only caught watching this replay. I want you to watch my targeting reticle, because something is going to happen to it, and it is very, very fast. So I will show you 2 replays so you can get a better look at it. Are you all paying attention? Have you got your tinfoil hats on? Alright, ready? And now. What do you suppose that icon is for? I'll be honest, I don't know, but it does react to the height of the camera, and I haven't ever seen it before. I want to believe, Scully. Anyway, let's get back to the Friesland and the Loyang and the element of choice. On the one hand, you have this boat that has good smoke, okay sonar, great guns, and great AA, and little else. Yes, you will get Jersey Swirsky, whose inspiration perk is like the prom queen or king. Everybody wants them, but once you get to know them, it feels a little empty. We also know someday everyone will have access to Jersey Swirsky, as he will be the generic commander for that line. And so ask yourself this: once there is a specialized commander for this line, or 2, what could they possibly do to increase the utility of this ship? I'll be honest, I'm at a loss, as most of the variety you see from destroyer captains focus on torpedoes, of which this has none. Now let's look at the Loyang. David Lopan is a serviceable captain for it, but obviously lacks perceptive, and while that may sound like a deal breaker, the turrets turn in 6 seconds, it doesn't matter. But once there are specialized destroyer commanders for the Pan-Asian ships, well, there is a lot they could do to the Loyang. Increased torpedo range, speed, decreased detection, yada yada yada, a lot of options. Ultimately, we will all choose at the end of this campaign, should you participate. And while I haven't decided myself which one I will get, I did decide that I wouldn't get both, and instead pre-ordered Battlefield for the same price Ouija is asking for a computer boat. It must not have crossed their minds that a more logical option would have been to maybe offer this as a 150 stage campaign, and the last 50 could be completed with heroic challenges to get both, or maybe offer the 2 at a reduced rate, or indeed any of the numerous ways that would make more sense. But hey, you have to make the money back from all the time spent in developing the game mechanic that lets you choose at the end somehow, right? And for all we know, this feature could scale. Imagine them offering 4 boats a month and you get to choose one. Wow, the possibilities are endless. So in summation, Friesland fun, Loyang better. Imagine matches in a few weeks when there are 5 Frieslands per team. What a time to be a cruiser. And I hope I'm wrong and that there is an equivalent way to overhead view fire on the gunlock preset, because if there isn't, you're going to be spending all your time looking down the binocular view and will be getting caught off guard, or you will be firing a few rounds off and then stop so as to assess the situation. But every time you do that, you're going to be reducing the amount of potential damage you can be pumping out. And yes, damage isn't everything, which you'd better get used to, because the majority of damage you get with this is going to be damage over time. I think the most I've gotten is around 175,000 damage, and you're not going to be able to carry your team to a win unless it comes down to you versus only destroyers at the end of the match. Now, it may sound like I am trying to poo-poo this ship, but I am not. I am simply trying to emphasize that I fear the majority of the player base is thinking DACA for the win, rather than can I myself actually do well in this ship. And after the novelty of holding down a button for 15 minutes has worn off, will I still be happy with my choice? And if you're simply thinking of getting it for Jersey Swirsky, are you going to feel like a maroon when the entire Pan-European destroyer line comes out in a couple months? I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying hypothetically because we know it is coming, and we know everyone will get Jersey Swirsky then for free. Well, Zach Morris, it looks like you've been saved by the bell once again, as we turn in a 2,932 XP game for an almost very good game, which is fitting for this boat. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. As always, this class is pass-fail. Hit like to pass, hit dislike to fail. Questions, comments, you can come see me in my office hours down below. And if you would like to reserve your seat for this class next semester, then go ahead and sign up by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.